Right, so welcome everyone. Just for the recording's sake, welcome to those who are actually going to be watching the recording, the rebroadcast. This is Western STEM Academy, virtual school, full-time virtual school for students 6 to 18 years old. Now, this is our orientation session where it's more of a conversation. So it's not a big presentation, but a conversation. So instead of us just talking to you, you are also going to be talking to us. And it is through that dialogue, through that conversation, that we can be great for the next year. All right. So let's begin. We're going to begin with introductions. Mhm. All right, some persons are still trying to join in. Miss Allen, see if you can assist them in the group. Some of the teachers as well as the parents in the parent group. I see that they're still having a challenge joining in. So we're going to start with our introductions now. I'm going to start and I'm going to allow the teachers to introduce themselves from the prep school level up to the high school level so that you parents can get to know our teachers. And next, we're going to go straight to our parents, straight to our students who are also here right after. So teachers, you can tell us your name, what subjects you teach, and something interesting about you. Parents, you can tell us your name, the name of your child, and something interesting about you, maybe what you're looking forward to for this school year. And then students, you can also tell us your name, the grade that you're going into. So, yeah, that's Miss Donna. You're in now?
Yes, I'm
Great.
in. Thank you. I'm in now.
I'm happy to see you, Miss Donna. I was worried when I see that you couldn't join. Awesome.
All right.
Happy that you're here, darling. All right. So I'm going to start. Hi, everyone. Welcome again. I'm Felisa Ricketts Graham, and I'm the founder and managing director of Western STEM Academy. I also teach, so I teach sciences at the high school level. So I do teach biology, chemistry, physics, human and social biology, as well as integrated science. So you're definitely going to be seeing me a lot. It's a pleasure to have you here. Something interesting about me. What's interesting about me? All right, something interesting. I'm really passionate about education. I love to educate. I feel like I'm where I am because of education. You know, my teachers had such a positive influence on my life, and that's the reason I became a teacher. And another interesting thing that's not so schooly, not so academic, I love, 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 love the beach and the river. So that's a bit of interest there about, something outside of school. All right, so I'm going to go to our vice principal, Miss Allen. Miss Allen, let's get to know you.
All right, so good morning, teachers and parents. My name is Janelle Allen, and I'm the vice principal. I also teach the business subjects, which include principles of accounts, business, IT, business basics, EDPM, office administration. Something interesting about me is that I love writing poems and I love singing, even though I can't sing.
Awesome. So that's our singer bee right there, our singer bee vice principal. All right. So that's Miss Allen. All right. So we're going to our other members of staff who are here. So let's hear from some of our preparatory school teachers. Miss Donner, let's get to know you a bit. Miss Donner.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Okay, my name is Miss Natalie Donor. I'll be teaching grade 6. Uh, One thing about me that is, maybe special, I can sing a little. I can sing a little, but I'm giving God thanks that I can sing a little and not at all. I'm looking forward to this year. Hopefully everything will go well to be a productive year. I will work hard, and I expect my students to work hard as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Miss Donna. Parents, you see how the teacher is setting me up as singing staff. And you see how she said she's thankful that she can sing a little and not at all. She's trying to throw words on me because she knows I can't sing any at all. I see you, Miss Donna.
I didn't know that.
I'll come for voice training from you and Miss Allen. All right. So we're gonna go to our other preparatory school teachers who are on. Let me see if they're here before I go over. Ooh, oh, not on as yet. All right, no worries. We'll get to know all the teachers. Some are joining in later. Miss Mitchell, you want to take it from here? Miss Mitchell?
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. My name is Polly Mitchell. I teach English language from grade 7 to 11. What do I love? I love nature. I love birds and I love plants. I'm very fascinated with birds and plants. So most of my free time I spend it with my birds and my plants, specifically flowers.
Thank you, Miss Mitchell. That is so cool. I didn't even know you love birds. I'm actually getting to know you as well. Thank you for sharing. All right, let's hear from our other teachers. Miss Maxwell, you can go ahead now.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I am Miss Maxwell. I teach English language and English literature to high school students. Something interesting about me, I can sing well, but I am shy. I'm very shy. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Miss Maxwell, the singing staff. All right. So, all those students who can sing, gear up, gear up. All right. So, I'm going down. All right. Mr. Kenton, can you hear us now? We'd love to get to know you.
Hi, good morning. My name is Romain Kenton, and I'm a teacher of geography. I really like food and I love cooking.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Kenton, big chef. All right. Am I missing any teacher here? I know that some are coming on a bit later. Miss Allen, am I missing any of them? Scroll through the meeting. I'm scrolling through. Don't think I'm missing any as yet. All right. Any teacher who didn't get to introduce? Any other teacher? Did I miss you?
The moment.
All right, perfect. We do have some other teachers. Some are going to be joining us later, and you'll definitely be getting to see some more throughout the course of the week into next week. All right. So we have some other teachers who you aren't seeing right now, but you'll be meeting them throughout the week. Great. So thank you so much, teachers who introduced yourselves. Let's give the teachers a hand, parents. We're going over to parent section now. So thank you, thank you. Awesome. Now let's go over to our prep school parents. So all those parents who your child is between grades 1 to 6, we're going to be getting to know you right now. So Miss Mitchell, and that's Miss Britt Mitchell and Mrs. Yordanka Kwanzaa are returning parents. I'll let them go ahead, lead us off, and then we'll definitely go over to our new parents, as well as Mr. Lowers. Right. So Miss Britt Mitchell, you want to start us off?
Sure. Good morning again. My name is Britt Mitchell, and as Ms. Ricketts has said, or Mrs. Ricketts has said, congratulations, by the way. And this is going to be our second year, and it has been a great transition for us, a great opportunity to be able to, attend school while at home, seeing what's going on out there. And I'm truly grateful for the opportunity to be back here for a second year. Thank you again. Oh, my daughter's name is Zion Foy.
Awesome. Thank you. And Zion is one of our great four students now. She was in grade 3 with us last term. Thank you very much, Miss Mitchell. Right. So let's go over to Mrs. Yordanka Akwanza.
Hi, good morning, everybody, parents and teachers. My name is Jordanka Kwanzaa, and I have not one but three kids in West STEM Academy. I have Zavan and So, which are going to be starting grade 4, and I have Jessica, who is a high school student. It has been a great experience so far, and we look forward to another successful year. We are multicultural family. I am from Cuba, and my husband is Jamaican. And we have traveled a lot, live in the United States for some time. Our family love the outdoors. We enjoy the beach, snorkeling, fishing, just what everyone here has been expressing, which warms my heart to know that so many of our West STEM Academy love nature, which is very important for our family, not just to enjoy it, but also to protect it. So thank you so much, Ms. Ricketts, for creating this amazing space where people who have so much in common can come together and create a unique learning experience for our children. And I just, we look forward for them to continue learning through activities and just experimenting and being more, although we are inside, they are out there. And for anybody who is new, you will get to see that, that is more through experiences than through textbooks that you learn here, which we really, really appreciate. So thank you so much, and we look forward to another successful year.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Mrs. Akwanza. It's been so great having these parents with us so far. So new parents, we are welcoming you into a family. So although it's a school, we are more of a family. All right. So Mr. Lowers. Mr. Lowers? Did we lose Mr. Lowers? Oh, I'm not seeing him anymore. Or maybe he fell off a bit there. All right, no worries. We're gonna hear from him soon. But Miss Gillespie, I see you coming in. Good morning, Miss Gillespie. I saw you sent your name in the chat, but we'd love to hear your sweet voice to see if you're a singer too.
Good morning, Miss Ricketts. Good morning. I hope
Good
you're
morning, Miss.
hearing me.
Yes, we're hearing you very clearly.
Hi. It's so good to be back with you guys for a new school year. I must say that I'm especially pleased because Isabella did so well last term, where we started, Miss Ricketts, and I'm very pleased with how far she has come. And so I'm very grateful to you for creating this space for our children. And I'm just happy to be back. So that's it.
Awesome. We're happy to have you back. Welcome back. Welcome back, all parents. All right. So let's see if Mr. Lowers is back. If not, we're going to just go on and then we'll definitely hear. Of course, I see him. Mr. Lowers, can you hear us? You're muted. I'm not sure. Some of our parents are at work, so you know how that goes sometimes. Mr. Lowers? I think Miss McIntosh also left for work because she could go ahead as one of our prep school. She's doubling between prep and high school today. All right, so am I missing any returning prep school parent? Yes, Miss Brooks. Go ahead, Miss Brooks. You're muted, darling, if you're trying to speak. Vanessa's mommy. Oh, Jahim said it's the young David, not his father. Oh my, that one caught me because they're both David lovers, but it's not daddy. It's actually the son who is here. All right, no worries, David. Thank you for telling me, Jahim. Thank you. All right, no worries. If your background is too noisy, okay, no problem. I understand. You can send it in the chat. But those who cannot talk, send it in the chat. We're gonna run through the introductions very quickly. So we're gonna go and we're now going to hear from Miss McLeod. So Miss McLeod, go ahead. Mrs. Courtney McLeod, I'm so sorry. Mrs. McLeod.
Yes, good morning, everyone. My name is Courtney McLeod. This is our first year with the Western STEM Academy. My son and I are very excited for him to finally be a part of
I
a STEM.
think your background is a bit, I'm not sure if there's like a fan or something moving. It's like cracking up. We can hear you, but it's like something is moving the sound waves.
Okay, is it better now?
Not fully, no. It's like we're hearing a little sound.
Oh, let me try, hold on, let me try muting again.
We can hear, it's just a bit, what do you call it?
Like interfering?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I hopefully.
All right, just speak. We can hear you. No worries.
So yeah, as I was saying, we're really excited to be starting with a STEM focused school. Been looking for a really good STEM school. And because of the pandemic, we decided to continue school online. So my son is very excited for that. And we're very excited to get started.
Awesome. We're definitely excited to have you as well. Welcome to the family. It's so good to have you. All right. Great. So thank you very much, Mrs. McLeod. That's one of our new parents in the prep school level. Great. I'm going down. Miss Shadika, can you, Miss Sterling? Miss Sterling? Miss Sterling?
I'm at work, Miss Felicia. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna do it quick.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
All right, so my child name is Azari Mills. She's going into the 3rd grade. I'm really hoping that this will be a good experience for her because she's way behind. As I explained to you via text, she's having challenges in terms of reading. So I'm really hoping that, she will improve. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining, and we're definitely looking forward to working with you for the next year, as well as to help to improve that. I'm certain that by the end of the year, you are going to be pleased with the results. All right, so we're running through nicely. Thank you so much. Miss Gregory, Mrs. Gregory.
Good morning. Let me see if I can turn my camera on. Are you guys okay? Sorry for the crazy here, but morning, everyone. So I'm Tanisha Gregory. This little one here is Gabriel Gregory. So yes, it's our first year with Western STEM Academy. What really caught my attention was that it's a STEM focused school. Gabriel would rather be back in face-to-face school, but with the situation, he has to stay home. So I'm really looking forward to it also. He's also a little bit behind too. So I really appreciate that there will be, that focus where he will get an opportunity to, catch up with where he's really supposed to be. I am a homebody, and he likes to be out there, out and about. So that makes for some interesting conversations. But hopefully, interacting with other students again will, allow him to feel a little bit more comfortable. So really just looking forward to it, looking forward to the progress that he'll make, and I guess looking forward to making some friends for both of us.
Awesome. Of course. Awesome. Thank you so much, Mrs. Gregory. Trust me, after September, he's not going to miss it anymore. He's going to be like, Mommy, I want school every day, even on Saturdays and Sundays. All right. Thank you so much. So Miss Brooks sent her intro in the chat. You can read. She said, my name is Stacey and Brooks, mother of Vanessa Palmer, and she's looking forward to a successful school term. She's one of our returning parents. All right. I don't want to miss any of their parents. We want to get to know all of you. All right. So let me touch to see who am I missing. I'm not seeing anyone who hasn't spoken. Is there anybody who has not spoken as yet? Mrs. Virgo. Mrs. Virgo?
Good morning, everyone. I am Renise Ramcharan Virgo. Abby J. Sproul is my daughter. She'll be going to 7th grade, so just starting high school. Grateful for this opportunity for her to continue schooling online. She also needs the help to catch up a bit, so I'm looking forward to a great year.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mrs. Virgo. You cut off at the end where you finished? Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much. Welcome on board. Welcome, Abby J. Welcome, Mrs. Virgo. Great. So we're in high school section now. Mr. and Mrs. Vitale. You're muted.
Good morning, everybody.
Awesome.
Can you hear us?
Yes, we can, very clearly.
Good morning.
Hi, I'm Rashida Vitale.
And I am Lindell.
And we are first timers. We're super excited to be a part of this. And as many of the other parents expressed, we were very elated when we saw it was a STEM-based academy. And so we are just excited, and I'm so grateful for all the shares that the other parents have expressed, because it really concretizes what we are looking for, and to be in a community of like-minded persons who just want the best for their children. Thank you so much.
And our son is Kadir. He is 12 years old. We've been homeschooling for 6 years. 6 years.
Nice, welcome.
You know, I just want to solidify this. You know, Mrs. Graham, actually, Mrs. Ricketts Graham actually did a great job at selling us, because for us to make that transition to high school, she had to do a great job. So we want to thank her so much for being so on point, informative, and just being there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. and Mrs. Vitale. See how I'm laughing? I'm just remembering all our conversations leading up to this point. So I'm just laughing and just like, wow. Welcome, welcome. It's so good to actually have you here. Welcome. We're so grateful for all of you joining us today. Right, so we're going down nicely, and you know I don't want to miss anyone. I'm looking through Zoom, I'm looking through intently to ensure I don't have on my glasses, but I'm working on it. So we heard from Mrs. Akwanza, Mrs. Gregory, Miss Brooks, Miss Gillespie, Miss Sterling, Mr. Kenton. I see David now. Is this David father or David's son? This sounds like David. Is this young David or senior David? Notice I'm not saying old David, I'm saying senior David. Oh, great. This is Daddy. Daddy, welcome. I've been calling on David for so long, only to know that it's actually your son. So good to see Daddy here. Daddy, go ahead and introduce yourself. Mr. Lowers?
Hear me?
Yes, of course.
Okay, great. Hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
David Lowers, father of David. This is our second year in the academy. And so far it has been great. And I'm really looking forward for a great second year. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Lowers. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think I was saying that Miss McIntosh had to leave for work earlier, so we won't be hearing from her just yet. But no worries, we're gonna be definitely hearing from Jahim. All right, so let me scroll through. Parents, did I miss any of you? Please don't feel any way. I probably need to have my glasses. If I had my glasses, you could give me all the blame. But I'm looking through. Miss Allen, look if I'm missing any parents. Be my backup eyes for today. All right, I'm not seeing where I'm missing any. Miss Allen, am I missing any? Parents, did I miss any of you?
Not seeing any.
Not seeing any. If I missed you, please don't feel any way. Just tell me now and go ahead and introduce yourself. All right? I'm looking through though, just to make sure. All right. So all parents got a chance to introduce him or herself? It seems so far. All right. So in addition to our teachers and our parents, we have some very important stakeholders here, our students. They're who we do this for. So for the students who are here, we're going to allow them to introduce themselves by telling us their name and the grade that they're going into, just to put a bit of spotlight on them because we do this for them. All right. So I know some are not able to be here for different reasons. Parents, if you are here, no feel no way. We understand, all right? But those who are here, you'll go ahead and introduce. So David, you want to go ahead and speak? So that's son David now. David? David? David is a bit shy, but we'd love to hear your name. David? Trust me, David is shy. You hearing him? Okay, go ahead, David. You can just say your name, David. All right, no worries. We're gonna come back to David. Is he speaking? You hearing him, Miss Allen? I think he muted. All right, no worries. All right, Jahim, help him out in the meantime. Jahim, go ahead. Jahim, you hearing us? All right, so we're not hearing Jahim either. Don't think we lost Jahim. All right, no worries. Oh, he sent it in the chat. My name is Jahim Gordon. I wanted you to speak so that you can actually represent for your brother. So both of you. All right, no worries. So my name is Jahim Gordon. It's the second year. He's going into grade 11, and his brother is David. David Lowers. David is going into grade 4. Awesome. So welcome, Jahim. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for returning with your brother and your parents. So happy to see all of you. Great. So we're going on. Miss Sproul. Let's hear from Miss Sproul. We'd love to hear her speak. Miss Sproul. Abijay.
Good morning. My name is Abijay Sproul. I'm going into grade 7.
Awesome. Great. Thank you, Miss Sproul. Right. So we're going on. Gabriel. Gabriel Gregory.
Hello, everybody. My name is Gabriel Gregory. I am in third grade.
Awesome. Awesome. Nice to meet you, Gabriel. Thank you. All right. All right. So We're gonna let the other students, if you're here, you can just go ahead and send it in the chat, all right? So we're a bit pressed for time, so we're gonna let the other students go ahead and send in the chat. So go ahead and send your intros in the chat. I know that some of you are beside your parents, so you can go ahead and send it in the chat, your name and the grade that you're going into, and then we'll just start because we don't want to be here all day either. Although I'm happy to see all of you, I still know that, you know, you're still finalizing some things on your end as well. So welcome everybody. It's so good to actually see everyone, to be back with you. This is Western STEM Academy. Just to give you an overview of what is Western STEM Academy, what are we all about? No, you've been hearing it, but I want you to hear officially from us here. Western STEM Academy is a full-time online school for your child in grade 1 right up to grade 11. We actually do have a full-time program and a part-time program. So the full-time program is for those students from grades 1 to grade 11, but our part-time program actually extends beyond grade 11, and we do have adult classes coming into our evening institute program. So there are two aspects, the full-time as well as the evening institute. Now this full-time is divided into, the full-time is divided into the preparatory school section as well as the high school section. That's what the full-time is divided into. Now, our prep school runs from grade 1 to grade 6, and our high school runs from grade 7 to 11. In terms of our overall delivery, our curriculum is that of the Ministry of Education in Jamaica. So our curriculum is in line with that. However, because we expand far beyond just Jamaica and we have students in the United States of America, students in the Caribbean, we have an international model of teaching and learning that encompasses international guidelines. So whatever a child is supposed to learn at grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, right up to grade 11, according to international standards, the curriculum is modified in such a way. Now, what makes Western STEM Academy different? Western STEM Academy, as the name suggests, is a STEM-based institution. So the STEM aspect is very big for us. And in the meantime, parents, students, teachers, you can type what STEM means in the chat. What does STEM mean? We had a competition last when we had that live was Monday, right? When did we have the live? Monday, last week, Monday? Yes, we had a live on Instagram, and one of our parents here actually got it correct. The winner. Yes, she needs to get her prize. I don't think she got it yet. No, we need to collect her number. She's actually here today. So what a good time to get it. So the winner is actually here, and doubt if she's able to speak because she has the winner is here because she's actually at work. But I'm not gonna tell you yet. All right. I see people already sending in the answers. So Mr. and Mrs. Vitale, Lindell and Rashida sent it in. So science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And we also have Mrs. Gregory sending in science, technology, engineering, and math. Definitely. That's what it is. So our curriculum has that STEM-based approach. What does that mean? You hear the STEM, 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 but what is STEM? Our STEM-based approach to teaching really means that not only do our students sit behind the screen and just look like, oh, now look for me today, unfortunately. This is not what we are about, but this is just for orientation purposes, as you can imagine. But our students are constantly engaged, constantly doing things, constantly interacting with their environment. So as some of our returning parents said, they're doing experiments, they're inside, they're inside for safety, but they're outdoors, they're out there. So what they do is that they're also interacting with their immediate environment in their homes. So there are times when we're going to send them on nature walks. There are times when they're going to be doing their fun and fitness outside. Right now, still have that nice little video of Zab outside doing his experiment, and also some other students doing their dances outside. That's what we're about. So they're inside for safety, but they're also outside interacting with their environment. So learning in a safe space. Now, STEM for us, it expands. For us, STEM is international. So our students are also learning about robotics, they're learning about ICT, they're learning about engineering, artificial intelligence, they're learning problem solving skills, skills that they actually need for the 21st century. So that's what we are about for our STEM-based approach to teaching and learning. Now, if you have questions, remember that this is a conversation. So do think about your questions and definitely ask us. Now, in terms of for the entire year, our school year is going to last from September to December for this term. And then a new term will start January to the end of March, thereabout. And then a new term from April until the end of June. That's the range of our school year. So it's divided into 3 terms: September to December, January to March, and April to June. Now, September to December, this is our first term. Now, our first term is going to begin. You can write down these dates, but you're going to get a calendar of events. Our first term is going to begin on the 6th of September. Now, on the 6th of September, when we begin, we are going to be beginning with our assessment. For us, assessment is so important because it's the means of actually getting to know where your student is at. For me, when I taught in the other schools before Western STEM Academy started, we just welcomed all students on board, and the students were not given that fair opportunity to actually meet them where they're at. So everybody just started and, okay, you're going to learn math. Today we're starting with algebra. But do you have prior knowledge to say that the student can count, the student know numbers? You know, these are different things that we have to actually. Oh, we have some parents who just joined. Mills. Sorry about that. We want to get to know you as you come on. So Mills, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself? Hi, how are you? I see that you're driving and you're joining. You joined. I'm so happy that you were able to do that. Good morning. How are you? Did he leave us? Oh man, I think he left us, or maybe the signal fell. All right, so we'll continue, and then he'll just introduce as he go along. Great. So what's gonna happen now is that for us, our students are not just going to be met with a curriculum as they join. So we try to do an assessment at the beginning of the term to see where you are at and where you need to be. Because with this divide in education right now, different students are actually at different levels, and we do understand that.
Yeah.
Ready to introduce now?
Yeah, this is Azari, Daddy. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm late. Good morning. It's not 12 yet. Good morning.
Good
Hope it's
morning.
absent.
So you're Azari's dad?
Yeah.
Awesome. Welcome. So good to have you. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining Western STEM Academy. It's a pleasure to have you on board. Okay, sir?
Thank you. Thank you, Mom.
Great, great. So we're giving an overview of what you're going to expect for the full-time as well as the part-time program. All right?
Okay.
All right. So as we were saying that we're going to be doing an assessment at the beginning of the term to find out where every child is at so that we can help each of our children to reach the level that they're at. All right, so that's for the curriculum and what we do. So September
Sure.
6th, write down that date. So September 6th is the date when school begins. It begins at 9 a.m. By the end of the week, everybody should have their curriculum in terms of the guideline, not the curriculum, their timetables, sorry, their timetables for each class. So you get your timetable as well as your class teacher's name. Now, an important thing to note about us is that although some parents do have an official book list, what we do is that most of our materials, they're soft copies. So we try to use a lot of e-materials. So we try to use a lot of e-books for various reasons. One, for cost, trust me. I know that these textbooks are very costly. They are very costly. And it's not that we're against the textbooks being costly, because it is what it is. Printing takes a lot. However, some of these same books or books similar to them, you can find them online for free. So we tap into these e-resources, and our students are given access to them through our second platform. So our second platform is Google Classroom. Students will be given their individual information to join, their access code from their teachers. So that's our second platform, the Google Classroom. And our first platform, you can guess what it is. What's the first platform? The one that we're on today, Zoom, right? So Zoom is our, yes, Mrs. Gregory said it. All right, so Zoom is our primary platform. Now a parent asked me how it worked. I think it was the parent asked me how it works for Zoom if everybody comes on and just be there at the same time. And yes, that's how it works for us. So I'm gonna give you a test run of what it's like, but this is what we use as the platform, Zoom. It's not that everybody is there throughout the day in the same class from grade 1 to 11. No, we use the breakout room session. So for the breakout room, I'm gonna get you get a test run of it. So what we do, each class is divided into different rooms. So this is like the main classroom, the gathering, the assembly. We're all there now, but you can actually go into different rooms. So I'm gonna let you experiment with that. All right. So the returning parents are familiar with it, but just for the new parents, everybody can play around with it. So you'll see the different rooms and you'll join and you will be there by yourself. So although we're all here on this main room, we go into different rooms. So let me let you play around with it, give you a bit of the hands-on STEM that we do here. All right. So this is it now. So you have grade 2, 3, 5, 10, and 11 have been created. Now I've opened up the room. You can choose to go into a room of your choice and you'll be there by yourself. So it's like you're going into a physical classroom. You can think about what that felt like, or going into a physical school. And then when you left that when you go into the physical school, there are different rooms and you choose which room you want to go to. So you can play around, parents, and click a room. I'll start assigning you to some. Now, how you click that room is if you go at the bottom of Zoom, you'll see breakout rooms. You can press join a room, or I can put you in a room. So if you see a link come up, the host is inviting you to join breakout room, then that's me inviting you to join a class. All right. But the students are so advanced, they usually just go in and they know which class to go. We don't even have to put them there. All right. So you're getting a feel of what it feels like. Some of you have already clicked on it and you're gone to different classes. I love that. This is a very technologically advanced group of parents. I love that. So you can just click and you can join any room that you want to join. And this is how it works. So for those in the main room, you can play around with different rooms. I'm gonna go through to different rooms and meet some of the parents and just so they can get a feel of what it's like in a room, all right? So some of you are still in the main room. Miss Donner, I'm gonna let you play around with one room. Let you go into grade 10.
Okay, miss.
So you can play around, play around, play around. Almost everybody joined the room, but some persons never got to click on a link. So just click on a link that comes up on your screen, all right? But most of them joined without even getting the link. That is so nice. I like this. All right, so Mrs. Akwanza asked for help over in grade 10, so I'm gonna run over there. How many students are in?
It's okay, I'm back. I figured it out.
Oh, you're back!
I figured out how to come back.
You're way ahead. You actually came back. I was gonna close it because I know that some persons would have had a little challenge coming back. But look at that.
It's so very advanced. My kids were the one who taught me how to use Zoom because I had no experience with it. So every time I have a meeting or whatever for work, I ask someone else to help me because they know the inside out of everything with Zoom because of the school.
That is so nice. I should close the rooms now and let them hear that.
I'm so confused, okay, so I think you should.
Let me close all of them now. All right, so now we close all the rooms and everybody's gonna come back in 1 minute. So it gives us that advantage. So they're in their breakout rooms, but if we want to call them back for whatever reason, we just press close and everybody comes back automatically. The host or the teachers have the privileges of going across rooms to see what's going on. I could go across, but I never really wanted to be away from the main room. So I was actually gonna go across when you requested help. That's also a feature. So if you're in a class and you're having a challenge, you can just press the help button and the host will come back to you or come to you. Some questions came in, but we're just gonna let everybody come back before we start answering. We have 7 seconds for it to fully close. I see Miss Allen over there giving me the eyes because she's our tech person. I'm not. Oh, class sizes is coming up. If you have questions, remember to keep them coming in, okay?
Okay.
So this is everybody back now. You're back from the adventure. This is a virtual adventure. How was that? How was that for you, for those who went over to different rooms? Mrs. Akwanza was sharing her experience. Who is speaking? Somebody's speaking. You're breaking up. I'm gonna let you go ahead and then right after.
I'm going in.
That's Mr. Mills speaking, right? Mr. Mills, you were saying something to us? I think you were breaking up, sir. All right, so.
I'm in the wrong room.
Yes, you went
yeah,
in.
Mr. Mills. Going wrong. Yeah, Azari going in. Yeah, someone explained to me, a teacher explained to me that it was that I must go in the group that my child be going in.
Yes. So it was a good experience for you? Okay, you're saying that it was a good experience for you. So Mrs. Akwanza had an experience because she went over into grade 10 and I saw her, she pressed ask for help. And then she was actually telling us that her children were able to. Yes, we're hearing you. We're hearing you, you're just breaking up a bit. Yeah, she was telling us that her children helped her with Zoom. So I want you to share that experience one more time because everybody's now back together. They were all over in different rooms. So you want to go ahead and share again, Mrs. Akonza?
Yeah, sure. So usually, when I don't have a lot of experience with Zoom because I never used it before, when the pandemic came around. So the kids use it for school every day. So anytime I have a meeting for work or whatever, they're the ones there assisting me. So they're like, Mama, no, this is how you do it. No, don't go here. Okay, you have to wait for there. You have to enter it here and there. So they know all the ins and outs of Zoom just because of the school. They know how to share the screen and how to share something from YouTube into Zoom. Like they know everything, and just that alone for me is amazing because they're just kids.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, you would understand how advanced students are. Like, trust me, sometimes the students get so advanced that even us teachers are learning from them. That's the thing about technology. And that's the thing where we are pro. Oh, okay. So that's the thing where we're so pro the online schooling because although sometimes we as the older persons we're a bit skeptical about it because we don't know if they're gonna get it. But when you put the students into it, they're born into it. It's a technological age. Trust me, they figure it out and they even help to teach us the teachers. So I don't want you to be fearful. I don't want you to be skeptical. I don't want you to worry. They are gonna master it. The students are masters at sharing the screen. You know how you would have school fights and stuff? Our school fight is actually students fighting to share their screen, fighting to show us that they can use Zoom. That's the only fight that we have. And that is manageable, right? So some other parents who are sharing their experiences. So I see Mrs. McLeod and Mrs. Vitale, Mr. and Mrs. Vitale. You said it was a good experience. Want to expound on that? How did you find it going into your room, Mrs. McLeod?
At first it was easy because you sent me the invitation. But then we came out to come explore and Zane had to show me how to go into the other rooms from the list.
Nice. I love that. And you could explore across rooms. So we don't encourage that for students to go across classes because you'll be missing your class. But sometimes they do. Sometimes one time I was in grade 11 and I think I saw one of the prep school students coming over. But that has happened probably once or twice too, just to peep because they're so curious in terms of what happens in high school. Right. Mr. and Mrs. Vitale, how was it for you? I see you sent in the chat.
Hi, we had a pretty straightforward experience. I mean, the instructions right there and you sent instructions. So it was great. The first thing we thought when we're jumping from room to room was that Kadir's gonna have fun doing that too. We hope he doesn't do it. And then you speak about it too. So it was nice.
Awesome. So you can jump across room to room, but they don't generally do it. It was just probably those 2 times that I saw it. But most times the teachers have them engaged and we can turn off that option too. So that's not really something that we worry about because I allowed you to choose your room, but there are days when we place you in the room and you can't go anywhere else except come back to the main room, right? That's the only thing that sometimes they can do, or sometimes they can choose their room because it makes them easier. Let's say they bump off a bit because the internet fell off, the connection dropped, they can just come on and go straight back in without waiting on anyone to assign them. So that's just one of the little things on Zoom that they do. Now, we use up more of those features. So we have the paid subscription for Zoom that allows us that. It allows us to share screen, right now I think multiple participants can share screen. So you can go ahead, if you press the button at the bottom, the little green button, the students can share what's going on their screen. So that's something that we use up on here. So right now you can see me pressing welcome. These are some things. So they're not missing anything at all. They're getting the full compliments. So this is like,
I do have a quick question.
okay. So yeah, so this is something that we have going on. So we allow them to share screens throughout the year where they're able to share their assignments, they're able to share PowerPoint. So anything at all, when you came in, we were sharing a video. So these are just some of the features that we have to enhance learning. So it's inclusive. So inclusive, the technological advances, interacting with the environment, those are a part of what we have. Now for the class sizes, because somebody asked that in terms of how many persons are in grade 7. No, for us, we're big on class sizes. The student to teacher ratio has to be kept low for optimum results. So right now, we have no class going over 10 students. Our biggest class is 8. So our maximum or cap rank, 10 students. So 1 to 10 is our ratio. So 10 students to, so let us say that we are getting more than 10 grade 7 students. We'll have to make a second class because we want to keep it low so that students get that individualized attention. So although we want them to definitely interact and have friends, like Mrs. Gregory said, that we're looking forward to meeting some friends, we believe that if we keep it low, it's better for them to interact with the teacher as well as to even interact with their peers. They're able to build more meaningful relationships. So our class sizes are very small. So that's something that you're gonna experience with us. They're not very big. Like I used to teach, I remember one class I went in physical school before Western STEM Academy was formed, and there were 50 students to me. I was the teacher and I had 50 grade 7 students. Parents, you can't imagine how I felt. Like I went in and I am generally a confident person. I was scared. Like you were giving me 50 students to teach. And I wasn't scared because I'm afraid of the students or anything like that. But I was scared because it's not possible for me to teach all 50 students at one time. Of course, I can teach them, but they're not all going to get it at once because different students learn differently. So when I have a smaller group, I am able to provide for you at the level that you are.
Miss Idly, I'm on a Zoom class. I'm on a Zoom class with my daughter.
You're not
Yeah,
muted.
I'm on a Zoom class. I'll call you back.
All right, I'll mute you. No worries. Okay, no worries. So that's something that we're very big on. We're very big on keeping the class sizes very low for optimum results. We're big on keeping the classes interactive so that students can feel a part of. They're not just sitting down there, but they're doing things because trust me, they're kids. And if you leave them there, they're gonna fidget away. They're gonna do other things because even us as adults, if we're in a meeting or in a conference and they're not using us up, why are you laughing? You're saying that I'm doing the same thing? No. You're not using up the students. You're not ensuring that they're a part of. Trust me, they're gonna do other things and they will miss out. So that's something that we're very, very big on, right, Mr. Mills? All right, he's shaking his head there. All right, so that's a part of what we do. Now, in terms of for the entire year, no, for the entire year, every month, your child is given a monthly test. So a monthly test, and at the end of that monthly test, we have monthly reports. So somebody said that's awesome to hear. We have monthly reports. So every month, your child is given a report. We do not wait until the end of the term to give you an official report because let's say something happened in September I want you to be aware of it at the end of September. I don't want you to wait until December to know that your child was getting 70 in math. Not that that happens, but I don't want you to wait until end of December to hear that. I want you to hear from September, October, November to see how your child is progressing. So we have that monthly report. We're also very big on giving weekly feedback. I'll be honest with you though. Last term, we started out, we wanted to give weekly feedback, but in the middle of the term, we did have some challenges, and it wasn't every week that we gave those feedback to all our parents because we got a bit stretched. But that's something that we're recommitting to for new and returning parents. We're committing to give you a weekly update on your child's performance. So you're going to be getting that feedback from your teachers. So the teacher will give you that feedback. I think one of the major challenges that we had was that I was the one giving the feedback. So for me to be going right through from grade 7 to 11, it became a bit stretched. So what's gonna happen?
Excuse me.
Yes, go ahead.
Will that feedback be via email or will it be via email or phone call or text?
So it's actually a mixture. So we do email and we actually do WhatsApp. We're giving WhatsApp feedback as well for more immediate response because some parents preferred WhatsApp. So it's really on your preferred line of communication. So for now, we actually do use up WhatsApp, we use email, and we use call. But some parents probably can't take a phone call. And because of that dialogue and that communication that we have, we know that, all right, Miss Sterling probably can't take a call at Friday, because she's at work. But we can leave her a WhatsApp message, and then in the evening, she'll respond. So that is why if you look on the forms that you signed up, you saw preferred mode of communication. So I emailed one parent, and I never get no response. But when I WhatsApp her, she actually responded and she registered, completed payment the next day. And I'm like, wow, I should have looked at what she said in the form. She said she's better reached by WhatsApp. And I'm here sending out emails. So we try to use what is best for you. But what is best for you?
You're asking me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what is best for me would be both email and WhatsApp because I check my emails regular. It pops up on my phone. WhatsApp is fine as well. I just wanted to know if.
All right, perfect. I love that you check your emails regular. I'm encouraging our parents to do the same, but I know that we don't all, but we do send a lot of communication via email. So please check your emails at least once per week for me. Well, at least once. Just give me once a check-in probably on a Sunday and say, oh, let's look if there's any email. I'm gonna send you an email today as well, Mrs. McLeod, just giving you a heads up. So expect an email from me. I send a message just to let you know. All right.
Okay, great. But I'm also on WhatsApp as well. So
Yeah,
WhatsApp. Yes,
wow.
ma'am. So WhatsApp will work even better.
I was worrying that you're not on WhatsApp for some reason. I'm gonna send you a WhatsApp message, and you're gonna see a lot of WhatsApp messages from me parents. You might get more WhatsApp than calls because I'm actually currently in Florida. So I'm speaking to you from Florida. So you know how calling goes from here to Jamaica, etc. So I do mostly WhatsApp at the moment. But if you're trying to call the school line straight, then you're gonna get one of our secretaries, Miss Morgan, Miss Tashneet Morgan. So she's the one who has my straight line. But if you WhatsApp, you're gonna get me. And for parents who wanted to speak with me directly, I actually shared my other line with them. So if you want that, I'll share that. All right. So continuing now. So we were talking about communication. So will there be WhatsApp groups for each grade? No, what we have right now, we actually do have WhatsApp groups for different grades. Mr. Mills, you're not muted. Let me mute you. All right. So if you are talking in your background, parents, just keep muted for now, okay? Great. So in terms of WhatsApp groups, that's a question that we just got. No, we do have WhatsApp groups for some grades. It's not all the grades. I know in high school, it's not all the grades that had it, but prep school, all the grades had their own groups. But we do have a general group that parents generally voice all their concerns in, because we are a small school for the most part. So if you send something regarding grade 7, we're able to address you there. But that's something that we can actually explore, having WhatsApp groups for different grades. But we know, I can tell you that we have a general one. You're just not added yet, but you're going to be added at the end of the day. Some parents were actually messaging in the group before now just to tell us that they weren't getting on. So we use it for communication and for updates. So we're talking about how you are going to get your weekly updates. So you get your weekly updates from your teachers. They're going to tell you how your child is progressing. They're going to tell you, let me change the view here. Let me spotlight. How do I do this? Give me a second. Yeah, so let me do this now. So in terms of your updates, you're gonna get them via WhatsApp, via email, or via call. You just tell us what is best for you, and we'll definitely be working on that to ensure that you get your weekly updates. At the end of the month, you get your monthly reports from us at Western STEM Academy. It gives you your progress, your academic progress for your child, as well as your social progress. So not only do we focus on the academics, but we want to let you know the social development of your child. So is your child very shy, very reserved? You get to know, is he or she making progress where he or she is talking more? That's something that we allow you to know, and that is something that we keep you updated along, right? At the end of the term now, you get what is called our end of term examination, and you do get your end of term reports to go along with that. Right? So at the end of the term, you get that. At the end of the school year, there's an end of year examination. Right? So that's for reports, that's for examinations. We covered book list in terms of, we have a physical book list, but most of our books are soft copies of books. We're big on cutting costs for parents, as well as in some cases helping to preserve the environment, because although books are good, if we can eliminate the great need of a lot of physical books and allow them to actually have something online, then that also helps us. For notebooks, for our prep school students, somebody asked what's the approach with notebooks. For notebooks now, notebooks are expected for students to have for the prep school. We're not completely eliminating the need for notebooks, because we want them to get into the habit of practicing good handwriting. So we want them to be writing from grade 1 right up to grade 6. They should be writing. So they should have a notebook for every subject area. For grade 7, we do encourage notebooks, but grade 7 is like that transition year where we're doing notebooks in grade 7, but as they go over to grade 8, 9, 10, and 11, they have a bit more flexibility where they can actually have their, yes, I'm gonna send you a supply list, man. For grades 8 to 11, there is a bit more flexibility where they're allowed to take their notes online. So they can use Microsoft, because in grade 7 in IT, they learn about Microsoft Word, they learn the different features. So they learn copy and paste and cut and paste, and they learn how to type. I mean, they're introduced to it earlier, but grade 7, it's a part of it where they're learning how to take notes on the computer, because that's where the world is going. So we want them to have that skill. So in grade 8 to 11, they get that flexibility where they're able to do their notes on their computer. But grades 1 to 6, they have to have a note, they have to have their notebooks, because handwriting and writing is a part of, you know, skills that we do teach. So we want them to have good handwriting skills, right? Any more questions? how do we assess progress in handwriting? We assess progress by photos. So when we're home, the students do take pictures of their assignments and they upload it. So that's for the lower grades. So well, we have some right here in our archives where students write and they send in what they write. They do color too, they draw. So they take a photo. So parents, you're gonna play a big part in that. They take photos and they send them in. Last period, we were relying heavily on WhatsApp to send in just for ease of access, but we're trying to include that more wholesome in the Google Classroom where they don't have to disturb you, because sometimes I know that you're at work, you're probably home, but you're working on something, and for them to keep coming to you, it can probably be a bit distracting for you while you're working. So we're trying to train them more in Google Classroom so that they can take their own pictures with their own devices, if they have devices that can take picture, that is, and upload it into the Google Classroom so we see what's on the page. So we were able to actually tell some of our parents to help the students with handwriting. So that's something that we'll look at. We want them to be able to write properly, write within the lines, keep it a bit neat for presentation purposes. So we assess that as we go along. When is the beginning of class for part-time students? So for part-time students, we're also beginning on the 6th, but based on your timetable, let's say that your classes are on Saturday, you know that you're gonna have it this Saturday. So part-time students begin on Monday as well. All right, so they begin on Monday based on your timetable. So if you don't have class until Friday, then Friday is your first class. But the week of the 6th, let me just say the week of the 6th then. Mrs. Gregory said, yes, that was a big challenge for me when he did virtual learning with the traditional school, the constant need for my phone. I know, parents. I know that you could be doing something and they just come and bombard you. Mom, come take a picture. Come take a picture. Dad, come take a picture. So we're trying to get the Google Classroom to get them to take their own photos. So if parents, I know that some of them have laptops, but I don't know how they would take the picture on the laptop. They would need a tablet, right? Yes. So if they have, not sending it to go buy any extra devices, but if, they could hold it up to the computer, hope it takes good then. So for those who have computer, we're going to explore the option of actually holding up to the computer for scanning purposes. For the younger ones, that is because we want to see their handwriting progress. They do some typing too, so it's not that typing is completely eliminated, but we want to see how they're writing. We want to see that. So if we could hold it up to the computer, or for those who have the tablets, we could take pictures with the tablets, right? Yes. Any plans for students starting PEP? So that's for grade 4, Mrs. Akwanza. No, the grade 4 students to grade 6, that's a critical group. No, we're in dialogue with the ministry to finalize, because you know that they postponed grade 5. So I'm going to start out with the grade 6, 5, and then I'll tell you what's going on for grade 4. So grade 6 had their PEP last year. So students were able to sit their PEP. We didn't have any immediate grade 6 students at the time, but grade 5 students, we had grade 5 students. We were preparing. No, what the procedure for us is that students are given a center closest to their home, because we're spread right across the island. So students are supposed to be given a center closest to their home where they're able to sit the examination. So we'll work with you to finalize. For PEP, that was for CXC. For PEP now, it's the same thing that we're thinking about, to allow students to get a center closest to their homes. So we're in dialogue with the Ministry of Education where that is concerned. Now, the grade 5 students who were preparing for PEP last term or last school year, PEP got, postponed. So they're going to be doing their PEP this coming school term, September to December. But what we have not gotten though is an exact date. So we're working to find out the exact date for those students who are leaving grade 5, who are supposed to do grade 5 to grade 6. Oh, somebody asked about explaining PEP from top. All right, I'm gonna finish this part and then I'll tell you everything about PEP. No, the grade 5 students now going into grade 6. I think since you don't know the full workings of PEP, I need to backtrack a bit then, because it wouldn't make any sense to you at all. All right, no problem. I got you. I'm going to start over from the top. So prep school students, tune in. This part is for you. Now, the primary exit profile, what the students currently do know, please forgive me as I backtrack. I don't want to miss anybody, because if I speak from 6 to 4, you might not fully understand if you don't know how it works. So I'm going to start from 4 to 6. So here's how it goes now. Soon call her back. No, here's how it goes now. For PEP students, grades 4 to 6. So grade 1 to 3, you study, study, study. When you reach grade 4, there is a primary exit profile that we've been doing since recent years. Initially, it was GSAT. You know, we're familiar with GSAT, and for the older ones, the common entrance and whatever it's called when you did it. For those who are in Jamaica, that is. Now we have PEP, the primary exit profile. The primary exit profile starts from grade 4. Now, grade 4, they're given their examinations. So it's divided into different sections. I have a whole presentation on PEP, you know. I think when we meet for grade 4 to 6 meeting, I'm going to give you the extensive presentation, but just a general summary of what it's like. So grade 4, they're tested at the grade 4 level. So in grade 4, they're given a test. So that's the grade 4, that's the beginning. Grade 5, they're also tested, right? So they're tested in grade 4, grade 5, and then in grade 6, they're also tested. Now, all those, across those 3 years, all the grades are added together, and that determines at the end, they will put the scores together at the end of the grade 6 period, and they will give you a final mark. And then based on your final mark, you are placed in a high school of your choice. Generally, you're able to select 5 high schools at the end of grade 6. No, you're able to select 5 high schools. You have a first choice, a second choice, a third choice, a fourth choice, and a fifth choice. Based on your performance, you are aligned to a school that generally is performing at the level that you perform. So if you get in the 80s, the 90s, the 100s, notice I'm giving some high scores, but that's not the scoring that they use anymore. I'm just using that as percentages, the percentile, but they use different scores now. But the percentile, let's say 70s, 80s, 90s, in the 100s, in that level, no, what happened is that you're placed in a school that is performing. So in the 80th percentile, you're placed in a school that is performing that in the 80s. In the 90s, you're placed at a school that is performing in that level. And those are generally in your choice. So if you did, essentially, if you do very well, you get your first choice. If you do not so bad, but good, in your second choice. If you probably never did so well, but you know, a little can go on, third choice. And that's how they do it, right? And it's in accordance to the schools, the different schools ranking. So in Jamaica, they run public schools. So they have the schools that are performing the 90th percentile. That's for public schools, that is. They have the schools performing the 80th, 70th, go right down. So that's how you're actually graded, and you're able to go to those schools at the end of grade 6, going over to grade 7. So we have some parents who did PEP. So Mrs. Virgo, Abijay did PEP, and she was placed at a school a bit far from home, etc. And she's now with us in grade 7. So that's also a part of what happened. So that's how they have it now. They rank the schools and they place the students according to their ranking. They also say that they try to place you according to where you live, like location, but it's not always accurate. They're still placing students way out of where they live. which I don't really like, but they have that right now. So students have to be seeking transfers and the trouble that can cause. Mrs. Virgo, you can tell
Uh,
us an experience.
Actually, we are from Westmoreland, and so she was actually placed at a school close by where we
Yes.
lived in Westmoreland. She was placed at Frome Technical High. Um, we moved to Trelawney from last year. The
Yes,
school
ma'am.
was informed and everything. We had Trelawney address and all of that. We had Trelawney schools, Montego Bay schools, and she was still placed there. So we had to get the transfer.
Yes, ma'am. But since you are one of our recent PEP students, I want you to give us a little overview of what the PEP journey has been like for Abby J, if you would mind. Because from a parent to parent perspective, I feel like it will help some of our parents in the prep school. Would you mind?
Sure.
Go ahead and
For
give us an
Abby
overview.
J, I think the transition was difficult for her. She, of course, did a grade 4. She was in school at the time for grade 4, so she was doing well. But then online classes with Abby J didn't go well, to be honest. And I do believe that PEP shouldn't start from grade 4, but maybe from even grade 1, based on how are structured, so kids kind of get used to, instead of saying 1 + 1 = 2, then they give them a whole sentence and ask them to explain how they get the answer. So I do believe that if kids were presented with that type of teaching from earlier on, then they would be better able to master PEP. So it was challenging for Abiji to make that transition. I believe that if she was actually at school and not having 40 odd students in her class, even though she was at a prep school, it was 40 odd students. Abiji is reserved and shy, so she was just left behind. She did her best. I was still very proud of her that she still passed for a traditional high school, and she did better than we had expected. But it is not easy. It's overload for the kids, I think, their brains. A lot of what they learned, we learn in 7th grade, because I did the last year of common entrance. And a lot of those things we learn in 7th and 8th grade. So it was a lot for them to be studying. They barely have any free time to have to catch up and to be able to think of a different way of learning and verbalizing and putting in writing their responses in class, in their different classes, and all of that. So to all parents going into PEP, they have to study and read a lot. Study, read, and critical thinking is very important. So from a younger age, if you can have them start thinking in that way and exploring more, reading more, trying to do maybe, especially in math, doing a question several different ways other than the traditional one way or 2-step math arithmetic methods that we have. If that's how they're being taught now, they're going to have a challenge. So it is, my daughter will be the person online that if she don't understand something, she will not say anything, because you have 40 other students on the call making noise. The teacher really just paying attention to the persons that are catching on and all of that. So she's just left behind. And then, as a working parent, you have to come. You don't always have the time to spend to do, because then they get a lot of homework. The homeworks are endless. You as a parent have to be doing some research to to help them with the homework. So you don't even have time to assess what they did in class for the day. Then to help them with the homework, they'll be going to bed 12 o'clock at night. I don't think it's fair for kids at their age to be going through all of that, and they have to wake up bright and early for school the next day. So to be honest, it was very, very challenging for Abijay, for myself, and just imagine for her. So I think a lot of studying and a different approach to studying and how your kids receive the information is quite important, just from the parents aspect of it, not just the school and how they present PEP and all of that. It's structured from the ministry, and so that's exactly how they present it. You as a parent have to ensure that your child understand. Ask them to explain then what they got from it, or tell them to explain in another way. That's the only way you can really assess to know if they truly understand what is happening. So that was it. I'm just so happy when you said that it's 1 to 10 students, the most in the classes here. I know that Abijay will be more attentive. She will feel more confident and better able to say, okay, I didn't understand. You know, before we came to Westmoreland, or this side, the western side of Jamaica, she used to go to Ananda Marga, and she had 10 students or less in her class, and Abijay was a 90s student there. But boy, the transition to Westmoreland and then PEP, she went right down, not completely down, but she went from, to 80s, sometimes 70s and so. I'm just looking forward to that. But PEP is not easy. It's really hard. And I hope that, the parents pay attention to their kids and just go over. It's gonna be hard for them because it's like no free time for your kids. It's just studying and studying and studying. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you so much for sharing. Oh, somebody said that somebody's also saying that their child went to Ananda Marga as well.
It's amazing. It's an amazing school.
Wow.
That's my only regret from moving from Kingston.
From Kingston to Westmoreland.
Yeah, when my Abijay went there were 4 students in grade 6. They were a very strict school, but your child got in line with the program, knowing that I need to focus on my schoolwork when it's time to do my classes, and then then you will have free time. So once you have done your classwork, you know that you have free time. So you kind of engage and push the kids to finish their work on time and prioritize schoolwork in order to be kind of rewarded free time. So that's what I miss.
That's actually a very good strategy, and that's a part of what we do. I totally understand. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us,
Sure.
Mrs. Virgo. Totally appreciate it. This is from a first-hand parent who just completed PEP and is now going into grade 7. So happy that we have that kind of dialogue, that kind of experience where we're able to hear from other parents. Because
sorry.
Go ahead.
If I could just point out one other thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Personally, for Abijay, she doesn't like confusion. So if it is that she is under a lot of stress and pressure, or you're trying to cram her brain with information, then she shuts down and she starts getting confused, even writing backwards and stuff like that, because you're trying to cram her brain. And I think remember, she did PEP when it just came out.
That's
so
what
when
I
it
was
just
gonna
started,
say.
yeah, she was in grade 4, and so she had to learn. It was actually second semester, and she had to start learning all these new stuff this new way, and it was like so much information to be crammed in her little brain all at once. She didn't have time to catch up, and the teachers really didn't have any time to go back to help them with anything.
True.
They had to just move forward with the curriculum. So by the time she get to grade 5, she still needed to know things from grade 4. And then, so she left off some of grade 5, maybe information that she would need. By the time she get to grade 6, she still needed stuff from grade 5. So it's a lot. So if you have the opportunity to get your child transition from now, if they're not in grade 4 yet, it's really, those kids will do the best, I think.
Thank you for sharing, Mrs. Virgo. That's a first-hand experience. No, PEP is, I saw the comments on the group, which I totally understand and I can relate in terms of what's been going on. Mrs. Akwanza have been saying that it's very unfair. It's very unfortunate. I must agree with that, because that wasn't the system that we had before. We had GSAT, where they would just do one exam at the end of grade 6. But when the government changed and there was a new Ministry of Education, the minister at the time, I think it was Honorable Royal Reed, yeah, Minister Reed. Minister Reed decided to bring in PEP, which in concept, it has a lot of potential because he was more encouraging the critical thinking to say that you can't just teach a child 1 + 1 = 2, as Miss just said, but you want them to understand what 1 plus which 1 is gonna be equal to 2. And can you get 2 without adding 1 + 1? Can 2 + 0 also give you 2? So it's that kind of thinking that they were encouraging, where it's not just rote learning where you just memorize that 1 + 1 = 2. But then if I give you 2 + 0, you're probably gonna tell me it's equal to 20. So that kind of thing they were trying to change out a bit. So the concept was good, trust me. I believed in the concept. But what happened, I don't believe that we were ready. So they just start off the concept and then there was this rush. Okay, we're doing it now. Think about it, let's do it now. Without actually thinking it through, putting the plans in place to first train the stakeholders at the ministry, then train the teachers, then get the teachers ready to start at least with the current students coming into grade 1. That's what was missing, Mrs. Virgo. The students from grade 1 needed it, not the grade 4, because you never prepared them for that level of testing any at all. So it's unfair to just give them one school term and expect them to get it at the end. So for me, that's just for me, it was supposed to have started with the incoming grade 1 students. We are going to prepare to start testing them at grade 4. So even if you don't start testing at grade 1 because they're just coming over from kindergarten, at least you start preparing them to think like that. So you never taught them to think like that. So grade 4, it's all new and they're just there. So it was just a rush and to get things out. So eventually they got it out. The grade 4, the grade 5, and the grade 6. It was a cram. So initially, it was face to face. Then we went to virtual, and some persons are also saying that in the chat. Mrs. Gregory said that Gabriel is very reserved, and even though he was at prep school, the school's transition to virtual learning was rocky to say the least. So that's what messed things up. So because there was a transition and many public schools struggled with the transition, trust me, serious struggle. There are schools who haven't had a full term of school until now because the online is so rocky for them for many reasons. From the teacher side, where teachers probably don't have devices, teachers still don't understand it, and for even student side, where if the teachers are at fault in terms of not communicating it properly, then the students are going to be left behind. Some students also didn't have devices. So although for us here, it was rocky for us, for some parents who we have here, who were transitioning, who were with public schools earlier, and for parents who came over to us, although it was difficult, I can tell you that there are parents out there who have it way, way, way worse. We even have students currently now, not here at our school, but overall, who haven't had a single class, and from online, from the pandemic came on, they haven't gone on to a single class. It's sad, but it's the reality. And that's our mission here at Western STEM Academy, to reach as many parents as we can who want that for their students. I know sometimes some of these parents probably can't even afford it. So we're trying to find other avenues to probably get some scholarships, to get some things to help these students, because at the end of the time, 5 years, 10 years from now, we don't want to say that because of online school, because of the pandemic, our students are not at the level that we want them to be. So that's something. So she said that with close to 20 students, he got left behind a lot and became very frustrated. He went from a child that loves school and learning to dreading classes. That is the reality. And Mrs. Akwanza said, I hope they use the pandemic to reset the system as well. I am praying, miss, but trust me, when I look at the public schools, because I do a little work with them sometimes, the transition is hardly there. For some of them, that is. It's like they're in online school, miss, but they're still teaching as if we're still face to face. There's still some parents, some principals who still hate the online system, so they're not encouraging the students to make the best of it. But some students are doing so well. You see how your students love it. They come on because they get to explore. When they're in physical school, sometimes they just sit down and look at the teacher. But trust me, with the computers, that's their comfort zone. You know how before now we always have to run them off the phone. Anybody ever had that experience where you have to be telling your child, put on the phone now, put on the laptop, put on the tablet? You ever had that experience, parents, before the pandemic? That is, that was life for many parents before pandemic. Somebody, yes, go ahead.
Parents who come to me and ask me about how my experience have been with online learning, and I always say, I cannot speak for every parent and child because everyone is different. But I consider that I've been lucky that my kids are always eager to come in front of the computer for the class. I don't even have to tell them what time break time is over, what time is what, I don't have to run behind them. They are the ones running towards the computer to come and learn. And I think the reason why, because when the pandemic came, we continued with their physical school online, and they did not behave like that. It was when the government had a class with thousand and odd kids in that Zoom class. It wasn't a Zoom, it was something that the government created.
The one-on-one.
When that, yes, when that came now, they were eager to sit in front of the computer because the class was designed for online learning. It is different to try to fit an academic sit in front of a blackboard type of education into a computer learning. So when you say that, the books, and then we have the books available online, so you don't have to have like the physical book, like everything like in school, because it is an online learning, and you always focus on trying to get their handwriting there, because if you don't pay attention to that, they're just typing away, and the handwriting is gone. But that is what it is. That is what this learning venue is. It's an online learning venue, and when you utilize it how it should, the kids will be interested, and they will want to be there, and they will learn through the screen. Now, I know for some people they have the same experience as me, but for all the parents, there's no way they can have their kids sitting in front of a computer. I don't know if it's because of they are using the blackboard technique in the computer, or if it's, some kids are just, they are kids, they want to be playing, they want to be all over the place, which is why I have such an issue with this pep thing. It's so unfair. And Miss Ricketts, I come from a different place. Sorry, communist in me shows sometimes. But it is unfair to have a child not enjoying their childhood and have a child being turned off from learning and from school just because they're being pressured into a system that is going to get them what at the end. You know what I'm saying? But we will comply. We want to keep it safe and comply. So, but I think that how you do it is what keeps them interested and keeps them wanting to come back into the space to learn.
That is so true. Thank you for sharing that. So we still want them to enjoy their childhood. So although we're preparing them, we want them to enjoy their childhood. And that is why we're big on the STEM aspect. So yes, we're doing the curriculum, we're preparing them for PET. We believe that we give them what they enjoy as well, and that motivate, that stimulate them, and they actually do way better because they don't feel like it's just pressure, but they realize that, hello, learning can be fun. So I'm learning the concepts, but I'm also having fun. So that's PEP in a nutshell. That's PEP in a nutshell for those in grades 4 to 6, as well as 1 to 3, because that's what you're preparing for. I'm going to touch on grades 7 to 11 now, CXC, and then I'm going to take questions, and then I'm going to wrap up. All right? So let's touch on grade 7. So welcome to high school. But those high schoolers who are here, welcome. We're so happy to have you. Now, what's going to happen is that your curriculum, grade 7 to grade 9, is the national standards curriculum, just the same, that's coming over from grade 1. So the national standards is from grade 1 to 9. Now, what happened in grades 1 to from grade 7 to 9 is that you're getting introduced to what CXC, which is the final exam for grades for high school students. You're getting introduced to what CXC is all about for grades 7 to 9. Now, 7 to 9 is that introduction, that introductory level from grade 7 to 9. So in grade 7 to 9, they're doing all the core subjects. So I send some list of subjects, I'm resending same. So they'll do their mathematics, they'll do their language, English language, that it is called at the high school level, English language, English literature, social studies, business basics. So they're introduced to all the core subjects: information technology, integrated science, home economics management, geography, all the core subjects. So you'll get your subject listing. So grade 7 to 9, they're introduced to all the core subjects. Now at the end of grade 9, our system that we use is that they'll select the subjects that they're going to do in grade 10 based on their career choice. So different careers have different subject requirements. So if you're thinking of becoming a doctor, by the way, career counseling is something that we start from as early as grade 1. If they're thinking of becoming a doctor, then we encourage them towards the sciences. If they're thinking of becoming a lawyer, they're introduced to humanities and the arts. So they'll do their social studies, they'll do their history, they'll do their English literature. If they're thinking of becoming a meteorologist, geography, that's what they're going to be doing. So they're doing subjects that are in line with their different careers. Now, in grade 10 now, they start the CSEC syllabus fully. Now, the CSEC is a 2-year program, right? So CSEC or CXC, that's a 2-year program. They'll do the first year in grade 10 and the second year in grade 11. So it's spread across 2 years. Typically, public schools have the SBA component. Right now, we're doing the paper 3. We hope to be doing the SBA component very soon. We had Jessica who did the CXC. I'm still trying to finalize how was it for her. I know that there were some things in and out. I'm hoping that she had a good time doing the exams. Mrs. Akwanza?
It worked out good. We're just waiting on the results now. But there was some issues with the location that they sent the wrong location, but the people at the wrong location were prepared to transport the kids to the right location because they knew they made a mistake. But other than that, it was difficult because she has the language barrier. She just came to Jamaica about 3 years ago from Cuba. So other than that, she was good. She felt okay and confident that she was able to answer the questions and so on. So we're just waiting now.
Thank you for that. So Jessica was our grade 11 student. So Mrs. Akwanza was working with her. So she did the CXC. So she's one of our students who did CXC. So how that works is the same thing where we allow you to get a center closest to home, but she expressed that there were some challenges with the CXC in terms of getting the center, but they were prepared to get that sorted out. So that's what happened. Now, parents, we have some of you in grade 7. I know, like for Mr. and Mrs. Vitale, who for grade 7 wants to start exposing her child to the CXC curriculum, right? No, what's happening for that is that you can do CXC from any grade. So it's not just that you have to do it in grade 11, it's just the system, right? No, grade 7, you can start being exposed to CXC classes. We have a student now, what's his name, Miss Mitchell? What's his name again? The little boy that you work with for English grade 7 doing CXC. Yazar, right? So Yazar has been introduced, well, he was being introduced to the English language CXC syllabus from grade 7. So some of our students are going to be starting the CXC syllabus directly from grade 7 instead of grade 10. That's something that we also allow you to do. And once a child is ready, you can sit the exam. So whether it's after 2 years or after 3 years, so your timetable will reflect the subjects that you're doing. So generally, it's in grade 9 that they select the subjects. But if you're a parent in grade 7, 8, or 9, and you want to let your child try some subjects early, then that's something that we support as well, so that they can have that push. That's if they can manage it. That's if the parents want it. If parents want to wait until grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, then we work with you as well. All right. So that's for CXC. That's for the high school. It's pretty straightforward. You shouldn't have many challenges. The classes are a bit different though. You know that for CXC classes, you are going to be grouped according to the subjects that you have. No, grades 1 to 6, you basically go to the same teacher throughout the day. But for grades 7 to 11 high school, they'll have a different teacher for math, a different teacher coming in for English, a different teacher coming in for social studies. So the teachers will come to the different students in the same breakout room, right? So if grade 10 has social studies now, the grade 10 social studies teacher will come to the grade 10 students and teach them. So that's for high school. High school is pretty straightforward. We sent you the support books that you will need. If you didn't receive them, you should be getting them throughout this week. The support books that you can get. But as we said earlier, you don't have to worry about a book list per se, because we do provide that support for the students where you parents don't have to spend any extra money if you don't have to, as well as we're able to, just get them practicing reading. Some students, I know that you have to give them the physical book for them to do any reading. That's totally understandable. So we have a supply. Yes, ma'am. You're getting a supply list. You should be getting it between today and tomorrow, the latest. All right. So you're getting a supply list that you can get, but as we said, the options are still wide. We do use these supplies, but you'll notice that you'll still see different copies coming in. But there are some workbooks though, parents, that we really recommend that you get. So in addition to that, there are workbooks that we're going to recommend for you to get so that your child can be doing work, doing assignments at home, even while not at school. So that 24/7 support, that's how we're able to offer that, where we do provide things on the Google Classroom for you to do outside of classroom. We want to do more of that this year, but you can have them work in their workbooks when school ends. All right. Now I'm opening up for questions. We're wrapping up. We've been here a while. Any questions? How do we prep for experiments? How far in advance are we advised so we get supplies? So for experiments, you will get your supplies list generally 2 weeks in advance, because what we do right now is that the chemicals or whatever we use, we still use home-based chemicals. So For some persons, you know, the vinegar and the baking soda is one common experiment that we do. We will do ice cream making things, there are wine making things. So there are generally things that you can find in your home, but we try to give you at least a 1 to 2 weeks notice. Sometimes the notice is a bit shorter. That's something that we need to work on. So we try to give you some notice in advance in terms of what you're gonna need, but generally they're home-based items. So we don't send out parents to go and get like toxic chemicals that are generally found in a lab because of various reasons. We don't want any accidents, because we know that we're not there in your home to guard the usage of those. So they're safe chemicals that we use for experiments that are more intricate, that involve toxic or harmful chemicals. We do them virtually, where either the teacher demonstrates or we watch videos. All right. So they're gonna be using a lot of safe chemicals. We can't allow you to use anything toxic at home, because then if anything happens, that's not good at all, and we don't want that. So generally 1 to 2 weeks in advance for chemicals that are home-based. If for anything that you need extra out of the normal, outside of the normal, we'll give you more notice than that. But for the students who have been here, it's generally things that you can find in your home. So whether it's syrup, whether it's salt, whether it's sugar, there's things that you can find in your home, because we know that you're home and we want to keep it within those limits, because we can substitute chemicals, right? So Mrs. Gregory said, will there be a walkthrough of the tools for the kids, or is it learn as you go? There is a walkthrough. So we're gonna be meeting with the students on the first day to guide them through Zoom, to guide them through Google Classroom, give them what to expect, because you know, we know that they're here with their parents, etc. So on the first day, it's going to be a walkthrough for them. So on the 6th of September, we're going to be meeting with them individually, get them a bit more comfortable, let them know what's going on, and allow them to share when they're more comfortable. Because the truth is, they might be here, but they're a bit shy because they're saying, oh, another parent is here, and that environment. So we're going to be meeting with the students alone soon, so that we can, you know, get to know them and hear them and allow them to hear us as well. Do you have a breakout room for kids to interact during break? Ooh, good one. So the breakout rooms remain open throughout the entire day. So if they're in their classrooms, let's say that Mr. Kenton, Romaine Kenton and I are friends. We're in grade 5. Sometimes we saw it happening last year. The students stay back for their break and they interact with their peers. I remember Vanessa and Elena sharing so much when we popped in, but it wasn't anything invasive. We just wanted to ensure that they were safe for the most part. So we just popped in, and you know, they were sharing, talking about their siblings, and they were having a good time as friends. So they do stay back at break and lunch to interact with their friends. Some of them go off and eat and take a break. Some of them stay back. They look forward to break time because they could chit chat. I think they were one time I popped in, they were talking about toys. So we do have that social interaction where the teachers are not necessarily there. The teachers are away, but still at least ensuring that there's safety. There is some safe conversation going on. So we might pop in, but there is that opportunity and avenue for them to stay in their breakout room and talk, or they can plan a meeting for the group works, the group assignments. They can stay back and have their meetings in their breakout room. So that's something that we have that, right? Will we get timetables soon for grade 7? Grade 7 timetable is actually ready. There is just a little minor change that I'm making. So you should get the final copy between today and tomorrow, right? Or get a copy. I hope there aren't any more changes. Timetables are tricky, parents. I can be real with you that if you get a timetable now and you realize that next week there is a little change, please don't Please don't take off my head. Timetables are tricky. I promise I won't give you a million changes. But in every school that you go, timetables are tricky because things happen. You have teachers teaching across grades and you end up having clashes. So please don't take off my head. But I'm going to ensure that you get a workable copy by the end of tomorrow. So by tomorrow, you should have a workable copy. Changes made should be minor and not anything that will interrupt. All right? Anything else? Any more questions? I'm reading from the chat in case you're wondering if I'm making these questions up in my head. They're in the chat. But you can open your microphones if you have questions. Miss Gillespie, are you good? Any questions? Miss Gillespie. All right. Mr. Lowers, are you good? Mrs. Gregory said, do you incorporate any mindset exercise in teaching? All right. So in terms of mindset exercises, yes, we're heavy on that. We're very big on that. Our children, for us, is not just the academic development, but we are really deliberate on helping them to develop skills, learning confidence, learning that they're valued, learning that they're important, learning that, helping them with self-esteem. We're very, very strong on that. So what we do, we actually have sessions in this timetable. You're going to see different sessions such as leadership session, career building exercises. So those are the deliberate ones that are centered around that, where it's all about empowering students. But we also have it throughout the classes where our teachers, they don't just teach, but they try to interact with the students, help them to see if there are any challenges that they're going through, help them to overcome any challenges, help them to, develop that confidence that they can conquer anything, for them to have that mindset, that winning mindset. We encourage that. As our motto states, that excellence is our minimum standard. So we encourage that across all areas, academic and social. So once our students start, we realize that they become less shy, they're more interactive, they're more willing to speak up, speak out. That's something that we realize. And I remember students started very shy. Only come in, he wouldn't talk anything, he wouldn't say anything. And at the end, he was so outspoken. He's like, bye, teacher. Yes, teacher. And I mean, we're just so, so proud of that child. And that's generally how all the children interact after. Across all grade levels, yes. So the timetable, you should get the workable copy for yours is actually ready, Miss Sterling. Remember that we're gonna do the part-time on the days that you requested. So for the part-time, you request the days. So the days that you request, that's the working one every week. So I'll send you the official one, all right? Club activities, yes, that is in. We actually started last school year, so our clubs were up and running. The clubs that we have, I have the poster with that, but I'll resend in the group. So we have the ICT, STEM and Robotics Club. We have the debating and the public speaking. Miss Allen, which other club we have? We probably lost her, battery was dying. We lost her? No, we didn't lose her yet.
Yes, miss.
What are the other clubs that we have?
I think 4-H and
arts and crafts.
There was one for thing. Is it theater arts with regards to acting, like, or in that sense where arts is concerned?
Oh yes, the art and craft one. So the art and craft, that's also included, not just the art where you design, but also, the theater arts aspect of it. Yes. I'm gonna show you the poster. I'm gonna add you to the group and send you the poster. I'm pulling it up now in terms of the clubs that we have available for all. Let me see. Let me go back. Where is it? All right, perfect. So debating and public speaking, STEM robotics and ICT, 4-H club, fun and fitness, creative arts. Oh, it was a creative arts, fun and fitness. Oh, that was there twice. And Spanish club. So I'll send it back into the group and to the parents who are not yet in the group so that you can see what's going on. All right, so all parents should have it by now. I need to add Mrs. McLeod on WhatsApp so that we can.
Miss, we're taking suggestions. So if there's a club that the child is interested in and we don't have it as yet, you can make a suggestion.
That's true. So we are open for suggestions of club. I think Mr. and Mrs. Vitale suggested chess club. So that's something that we're actually working on to finalize from here on. Clubs are an extra cost for full-time students. No, it's inclusive in your package. I need to add you to the group. No, ma'am, I'm gonna add you to the group. Add Mrs. Vitale to the group. This is her number. Right, so add her to the WhatsApp group for parents, all the parents who are at the top. All right, so the clubs are not at any additional cost for full-time. It's a part of the package, all right? But for part-time, you do pay a small fee for the clubs for the month, right? So that's how the clubs work. The clubs are held after school hours, which is generally at about 3 o'clock clubs would begin. Any more questions? All right, so I'm not seeing any more questions. Parents, I want to thank every one of you. You can't leave without our little or the WhatsApp groups for full-time or part-time. WhatsApp group is for all parents. So we're gonna add you, Miss. All right, so we want to thank all parents who joined us today. We are so happy to have you, but we can't leave without our little charge. So we're gonna unmute our microphones, and if you're ready for the school term, I just want everybody, students, parents, to just say ready. And then when we finish, we're gonna take our little selfie, send in the group, and then, you know, to be featured on our pages. So parents, teachers, students, everybody. All right, so we soon take our selfie. But let's just unmute our microphones, everybody. Let me hear the nice singing voice, the singers amongst us, to say ready. So after 3, let's go. Miss Allen, you count us off with the singing voice.
What? What?
Count us off with the singing voice.
After 3?
Wait, not yet. I need to catch it on video.
Voice.
Not yet. Almost. You ready now? You can start counting us off.
All right, so after 3, we're going to say ready. That's it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so 1, 2, 3.
Ready! Awesome. So we are ready for the school term. Expect some communication, some follow-up from me between today and tomorrow. Somebody said like Freddie. Of course, Mrs. Gregory. Ready like Freddie. So it should, for the duration of this week, we're gonna just wrap up, finalize, and then September 6th. When is that now? That's week after next week, right? Or is next week Monday? Is Monday coming? Yes, it's actually Monday. So the next time we meet, we are going to be hearing directly from our students because school is going to start next week, Monday. But before we go, we want to hear how the new parents feel. So new parents, tell me how you feel. Mrs. Gregory said like Freddie, but how do you feel, Mrs. Gregory?
I'm very, very excited. I must say, I have not felt this excited about school since all of this whole pandemic thing started. So I'm just looking forward to it. As I said before, for Gabriel to just get back into, the groove of things, and, for both of us to just learn and build some new relationships. So very excited. And today was really great.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mrs. Gregory. We're looking forward to having you. And you have a new friend over here already. Hello.
Hi, friend.
But can you sing though? I'm looking for a friend to teach me to sing. Can you
Not
sing?
at all. I cannot help you there. I love to sing. I sing constantly, but I'm terrible at it.
No worries. Both of us are gonna go to classes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Definitely looking forward. All right. So let's hear from Mr. and Mrs. Vitale, and then we're going to hear from Miss McLeod, Mrs. McLeod, and then we're going to hear from Mr. Mills, and we're going to hear from Miss Sterling, all our new parents. So yes, Mr. and Mrs. Vitale, how do you feel?
We are feeling very excited and anticipatory. We are truly happy that we have connected with an institution that caters to the whole being, not just the academics, and that you sincerely exude that you care about your students. So we appreciate that. Thank you.
We had gone through many interviews with different agencies, personal tutors one-on-one. And
trust me.
It was horrible.
I want to see that.
I'm sorry, I'm going to be straight up.
I'm so sorry that you had that experience. I'm happy to have you. Boy, I remember the first time you called. And
up and forward. It was horrible until we got to.
Appreciate that connection and talking with you. I know we had a ton of questions. We had a ton of things. And you just made the time to clarify and to, like I said, just be there. Your customer relation has been great, and with speaking with Tasha as well, and you guys have been on point, and we just look forward to continue to foster the relationship.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to you both. Like, I was just remembering the first day when I never remember that I gave you the number that I was using over here. And because people have been calling me every day and just asking me for a Marie, and I don't know who is Marie. Like, when I saw the number calling, I was like, oh gosh, somebody calling me to ask for Marie again. So I didn't even answer in the best of tone. And I'm like, oh boy, I blew it. But here we are, and I'm so happy that you're here, and it's been a pleasure.
You did awesome, actually.
All right, so let's hear from Mrs. McLeod.
Okay, yes. Well, Zane and I are both very excited. He's very excited to school.
What you feel, boy,
Oh.
Let me mute that person. Give me a second. Sorry about that. Parents, remember to mute once they're not speaking to us.
But yes, like I was saying, we're very excited. I actually went through a huge search and all this research of doing an actual homeschool, especially after Zane was doing school from home, but from an actual physical school. So it's a little bit different. But yeah, I just want to thank you so much, Ms. Regis. You've been like so forthcoming with information. You've been so attentive, and it really made me feel a lot more comfortable about this whole process. Of course, Zane's dad is really excited too, because he's actually from Portmore. So he's like, oh yes, my son gets to get kind of like the school experience that I had coming up. So yeah, we're just really excited to start, and just thank you so much for always being there for questions or anything else.
Awesome. Thank you so much as well, Mrs. McLeod. It's a pleasure welcoming you on board. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we're gonna hear from Mr. Mills, the Miss Sterling, Mrs. Virgo. Yes, go ahead. Mr. Mills, are you ready? Oh, you're muted, darling. You can just press unmute. Sorry. So Mr. Mills is one of our part-time parents. Mr. Mills?
Yeah, ready?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, well, first thing, I'm proud to be on it, and it's the second time ever in a Zoom talking. Well, first time it's to my family, and now it's about my daughter, and it's enticing. I can't complain, but all of what you're saying and what is going on with the school and what you guys are pushing forward for the kids, I like it, and I never think about all of this could be happening through in Zoom class and online classes, and teachers will be so reliable, and the students, like, meanwhile the students rely on teachers for help and such like that. But it's enticing, and I'm pleased with it, even though it don't start as yet, but I'm pleased with it, and I think I'll keep up and go along. I go along with my baby mother and I. So thank you for having us, and nice to meet everyone.
Awesome. Nice to meet you too, sir. And thank you so much for coming on. I think Mrs. Gregory said I have to drop to start another WebEx meeting. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. It was a great session, and I look forward to a fun and exciting school year. Bye. Oh boy, I didn't get to hear her voice. She was the one who spoke first, right? Did we hear her? In terms of her, how she felt. Okay. All right, no worries. We'll hear. We understand May's thing. Did she leave already? Oh, she's
No,
still
I'm still
here.
here, but
You can say your greeting before you run off.
No, man, I spoke already. I was the first one to speak.
Okay. I just wanted to ensure that you actually spoke. Yes. Thank you so much for being here, and do take care until we see you again on the 6th. All right, ma'am? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Sterling. She's there, or she had to run to work?
Oh, hi, Teresa.
Hi there.
Right, so as I said earlier, I am just looking forward for Azari's improvement. I feel confident in just the way you speak. You sound very passionate about, children and learning. So I have a lot of confidence in STEM, even though I have not had any experience with you guys, because we tried her in a lot of programs, and it didn't really work. And based on what the pandemic is doing, I'm just hoping to see some improvement in the first term. But it was a very, very good orientation today. And as I said, I'm just looking forward for just improvement and some success in our weak areas.
Thank you so much, Miss Sterling. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you both, Miss Sterling and Mr. Mills, for saying yes. Awesome. Thank you very much. So we're gonna hear from our next parent. Why did I lose your name just now? That's Mrs. Virgo. Mrs. Virgo. You're muted. In the meantime, returning parents, you can drop your feedback in the chat. We don't want to keep you too long, so you can just drop what you're looking forward to and how was orientation for you in the chat. We'll read it, and then we're going to wrap up right after Mrs. Virgo. Mrs. Virgo? You're muted if you're trying to speak.
I'm sorry, could you repeat? I stepped off a little.
Oh,
So
no worries. We're asking how was the orientation session for you?
it was actually very informative. I'm looking forward to the school year. I'm a bit excited and a little calmer to hear all the information. I saw that you started sending some information via WhatsApp, so that's really great. Just looking forward to everything, and hopefully I have high hopes. So I hope it stays there.
Definitely.
Yes.
That's our intention. We want it to keep right there. All right. So we heard from all our new parents or returning parents. Do send it. Did we miss any new parent? No, 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 no. Good. So our returning parents, you can drop it in the chat if you have anything to share at this moment. If you have final questions, you can put it in the chat or you can send it by WhatsApp. We're on WhatsApp. We're adding persons to the group. We're not fully finished, but most persons have. Remember that to check your emails, check your WhatsApp messages. We're going to be communicating with you right up until Monday. Dress code is casual. Your children wear casual clothes to school. We don't have a uniform, so just to let you know, it's casual but modest. So we want them to be at least in a clothes that covers up, covers them up. So we just want them to be properly covered. We want their hair to be combed. For the boys, we're not saying that you need to cut off their hair. We just want them to comb their hair and for them to look neat. That's all we expect. So we just expect them to look neat, to look presentable, and for us to have a good time. We expect students to be on time at 9 o'clock in the morning. That's the only thing that we want. We want them to be early. We want them to be attentive. We want cameras on. So cameras should be on. So get them a nice little area against a wall or something that's not distracting for them so that they can have school behind the wall. Just a nice little quiet area. Once they have that, get them their little laptops, get them their tablets, whatever they use, log on to class and get ready to have a good time. All right, so Miss Gillespie said very good session. She's glad to be back. Isabella was so far behind, and I'm happy with her progress. Thank you for all you guys do. Thank you too, Miss Gillespie, for sending Isabella with us. She's just a blessing. All the students are just blessings to us. We are committed to giving them that support that they need to be great. So parents, teachers, students, thank you all. This is my little goodbye for now until we meet again. We'll have monthly meetings like this, so we're not going to be away for too long. All right. So thank you very much, everyone. Do have a wonderful day and see you. Take care. Bye-bye. I see you
Bye.
soon. Take
Thank
care,
you,
everyone.
everybody.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Take care. I'm on WhatsApp.
Take care.
Message me. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a good one now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You know, see somebody in a waiting room. You're muted.